The path of life is never straightforward. In our quest to go south, life leads us north. When the road seems headed east, life takes you in the opposite direction. While some people might find it hard to adjust their sails now and again, there are others who seek comfort in the deep end. Forever in motion, they set alight every uncharted territory. Youth unemployment is very prevalent in Botswana. According to Statistics Botswana, youth unemployment rate is estimated at 25.2%, with university or college education graduates peaking at 11.4%. While the government has made great strides in affording youth a tertiary education, job prospects for university graduates decline every year as the job market cannot absorb all graduates. On today's show, we have some young people who have waged war on unemployment and given themselves a fighting chance. These are youth that have punched above incredible weight and defied odds in seemingly difficult circumstances. A bold generation that has braved the non-conventional scene and reaped rewards in fields that are deemed less lucrative.
My name is Khala Musweu. I go by Khala M when I'm dancing, when I'm on stage. I'm 26 years old. I'm working as an executive assistant in a real estate company. But I also do dance part-time. I choreograph, I teach dance, I do performances, I do videos, and all of that.
Whereas some prospective students have their career choices sorted out, for some, the variety of courses offered only presents a selection headache.
I was 17 when we were applying for tertiary school. I kind of felt so much pressure. I felt like I was being rushed into picking what I want to do. I was being rushed, but I wasn't given too many options. I was just being rushed into things that I did not want to do. Because I looked at that list of courses at the University of Botswana and I was just seeing business admin, finance, statistics, politics. So I just read it and I was like, I don't think I want to do anything here. That's what led me to checking with my friends what they were doing. I was like, guys, what did you feel? What did you feel in your form? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we going into, Because I felt that pressure. I did not know what to pick at all because my options were not there. My options were performing arts. I wanted performance arts. I want to do acting, I want to do entertainment, I want to do TV, dance, all of that. There wasn't anything like that here at home, So I tried applying outside, but I couldn't get scholarships.
Dancing means a lot to different people. For Khala M, what turned off as a feel-good factor later turned to a full-blown obsession with every day spent perfecting the craft.
It's a God-given thing because I'm not a trained dancer. I've never really been trained. I just used to dance at home and then it makes me feel good. So I just kept doing it and then the internet was there. There was YouTube. I went onto YouTube. I was basically watching videos every day and just learning from the videos. That's how I got it. And then when I was in Russia, I was taking classes from professional teachers. I was taking classes, dance classes, I was taking choreography classes. So that's how I just gradually learned everything and ended up here.
Making moves at every given chance, Khala M channeled the inner entrepreneur in her and made the bold move of turning her talent into commercial success.
What I had been doing before Stratton Hills was kids hip-hop classes, kids and teenagers hip-hop dance classes. That was going well because I think teenagers are more into this dance lifestyle and all of that. So teenagers were coming, they enjoyed the classes. And then with kids, we had to convince parents to bring them and all of that. So then I have this friend, she was like, why don't you start adult classes? Because it's you're only focused on the kids and the teenagers. Why not start adult classes? So I'm like, yeah, that's an idea. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So this friend just kept pushing me. She's like, no, you need to start this class. I feel like adults would be more interested in these classes than like younger people. So yeah, we pushed, and then we got studio space. We started a Facebook page. We started inviting people. We were like, would you guys like to come to a dance class in high heels? Do you think it would be fun and all of that? They're like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, that's how it just started. People need us. People need choreographers for music videos. They know they need us for their videos, for their shows, and all of that. Now the thing is, I think they are also financially challenged, so they usually like need us to help them out with something, and then what they put on the table for us, it isn't really satisfactory. It doesn't match the time we put in. It doesn't match the work, all of that. So we usually just let opportunities pass by because of that. You know, you don't want to wake up in the morning, use your fuel to come to studio, call dancers, train them, and then get little money, and then have to pay the dancers that you called, pay your petrol, pay your food, pay the electricity, pay the studio, and then not get much out of it. So usually we just let opportunities like just fly by. But there's a lot of them here at home, if we're getting paid for them.
As with every business, the good days are closely followed by the bad days. Faced with such intimidating challenges, Hala M has kept faith in her passion.
Faith, I still believe that at some point we are actually going to get paid for what we do. So only if we keep pushing, someone will see. Same as musicians, they've been pushing, they're still pushing. Now they're getting better pay for their shows. They don't just rock up and be told that they're getting exposure and all of that. We're usually told it's exposure. So I think we need to just keep pushing, like all the time, always. If the passion is there, if the faith is there, just keep going. My advice to someone who wants to make a living out of something that isn't, the norm, like dance, acting, all of that, would be that one should really understand what it is they want to do. It should come from their heart. They should first know and be sure what it is. And if it's something that they want to take from the beginning up to the end, it shouldn't be something that's going to end midway. And then once they have identified what it is that they want to do, they should start with the research, find out, would people be into it, the difficulties they may face, what sort of training they would need before they actually go into it. And then once they've done that, they've identified what they want to do, now they can start with the action plan. Once they start, they shouldn't stop, don't stop. If it's something that you're passionate about, just keep going and keep your faith. You need the faith all the time. Know that something could change in an hour. You could be a different person now, and then an hour later someone has discovered you and you're going into bigger heights. You're doing huge things. So once you start, do not stop. Just keep going. People are watching. They will laugh at the first time. They will talk, but they will end up riding with you. Be consistent.
Coming up after the break, we see Belle Siabo, a makeup artist.
My name is Belle Siabo. I am what people like to call a makeup artist, but I like to consider myself a beauty entrepreneur. Beauty entrepreneurship only because I do more than makeup. I do custom making of wigs alongside with makeup. We also just recently introduced nails, and I also have my very own cosmetic line that comprises of brushes. So yeah, that's what I do. And then I didn't go to school for this, funny enough. It's just a God-given talent. What I did do in school, however, is law. I did a degree in law, and then I did a master's in international development, completed at the age of 22. I'm currently 24 years of age. And yeah, I have a makeup studio which has 4 employees, and I'm just trying to run wherever the wind carries me. How did I choose law? I think I was having a discussion with somebody the other day that when you go to a government school, I went to a public school, you're not really nurtured to sort of know what you're going to do in life. It's a thing where you're a brilliant kid, you're either going to do medicine, you're either going to do law, or one of the two, or anyone, engineering, so many things. I love reading. And I'm a debater. I'm an argumentative person. I love talking. So I was like, I'm going to do law. It wasn't that I had a passion in law. It's just something that I seemed I would be good at.
Upon completion of tertiary studies, the expectation is to land a job in the corporate field. For Siabo, a chance encounter with a book inspired her leap of faith into the beauty industry.
Obviously, I have had thoughts of doing law or international development simply because society puts a lot of pressure that if you went to school for something, you should come back and be in a corporate field. But I read a very interesting book that I live my life by, and this was Instinct by T.D. Jakes. And as soon as I read that book, I knew that makeup is what I was going to do, because it was something that I had a passion for. It was something that I was naturally good at, and I didn't know where I got the talent from. So I knew from reading that book that I'm going to pursue a career in makeup.
Despite her evident passion for beauty and fashion, Mama Slay admits she wasn't always keen on making herself and other people pretty.
My first introduction to makeup, funny enough, I grew up a tomboy. So my first introduction to makeup, I just wanted to prettify myself. There was a boy that I liked in university. I was a tomboy. And then I thought to myself, okay, let me just buy some makeup and prettify myself. I tried it, didn't work, I set it aside. Years later, when I was doing the second final year of my degree, I was really into fashion. I'd become really girly, I was into fashion, I was into her. And then I was like, okay, if I want to complete this look, let me get into makeup. So I wanted to learn how to do makeup and just execute it perfectly. I didn't want to wear makeup and just walk outside and look like a ghost. I don't want to wear makeup and look fake. I wanted to wear makeup and enhance what I already had. So I started getting on YouTube, watched videos, I bought books. I read a lot of books because at the end of the day, I'm a reader. So I read a lot of books, I got into YouTube videos, and I kept practicing. I kept trying and trying and trying. And I think after a few years, I was able to really nail the art. And I didn't think I was going to get into it as a career. For me, makeup was just a hobby till, like I said, I read Instinct. And what Instinct basically taught me, Instinct is a book by T.D. Jakes. What it basically taught me was that when you do something with a passion, when you do something with fire burning in you, ultimately you're going to succeed. Don't wake up every single day and dread going to work. Don't wake up every single day dreading what you're going to be doing for the rest of the day. Wake up having passion. Use your instincts, that gut feeling to do whatever you'll be doing, and you would succeed in life. And immediately when I read that, I knew that I had an instinct for makeup. I was great at law. I was great at international development. But there was just something about makeup that I stood out from the rest, if I must say. So that's when I decided that makeup was going to be it.
Establishing a profit-making business isn't always plain sailing, and for Siabo, it was not different, as she had to put in the hard work to start up her business.
My aim was always that I wanted to introduce a cosmetic line. I always wanted to do the brush line, which came to me as an idea and a dream. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, and wanting to introduce a cosmetic line to a country that's so reserved like Botswana is hard. So I thought to myself, I need to create a culture for makeup. And then I thought to myself, how do you create a culture for makeup? You show people what makeup can do. And that's how I became a makeup artist, because I'm like, I need to literally touch the lives of people. I need to show people that makeup is not this bad thing, or men who always say they don't like makeup, it's only because it's not applied the right way. If it is, it's a good thing. So I literally said to myself, okay, what do I need? A camera. I didn't know anything about photography or videography. I was like, I need to do videos. They need to be very professional, and pictures. So I worked at a mental institution. I was literally washing toilets, literally taking care of patients because I needed to raise the funds. And I bought a camera. And then I came to Botswana with the little money that I had saved up, and I had bought cameras, I had bought lights, and the makeup that I had. And I said, okay, now I'm gonna start working. For the longest time, I had to do makeup for free because I would need clients so that I showcase on my page. I would reach out to artists, and an artist called Nunura Mugotsi, the jazz queen. She was one of those people that really took my hand and said, go there, do this person's makeup. And she was also my client and put me on the map. So funding, I would say it was mostly myself. Just working. At the time, I would charge people, save up to buy the next thing. Even the stand, it's like I would literally get bridal clients, saved up, and then as soon as I got 10 grand, I'm like, okay, next I'm getting stands. And then after I get one thing, I'm like, okay, let me work, save up. Next I'm getting a company car. Okay, let me work, save up. Next I'm opening a studio. Okay, let me work. Next up, I'm getting the next thing. And obviously my mom with the brush line, she's an investor. Yes, definitely. So I believe in having a vision. I believe in setting goals and writing them down, having a diary. You just put things closer to put it away. So I have this diary where I write everything that I want to do in my life. And one of the things that I wanted to do that I wrote down after my family was so accepting to my makeup career and they were so supportive, I wanted to do a tribute to my mom. And my mom has an identical twin. So she was also supportive. Hence, then I brought out a cosmetic line that I called Rosa Jam. Rosa Jam, Rosa is the name of my mom's twin, and then Jam is half of Jama. So Rosa Jam by Belsiabo.
Once the business is up and running, long days and sleepless nights become the norm, and it's easy to close shop. How does one keep afloat and motivated to keep going?
I think the thing that kept me going and the thing that kept me resilient was passion. If you do anything with passion in life, passion and instinct, you would keep going. You'd work hard. You'd wake up at 2 in the morning and you'd have no money, but you would work. And just being very, very hungry and wanting to make an impact in society and to say that if you do follow your passion, you can accomplish as long as if you just keep working hard and you keep being focused. I think when I look at the youth in Botswana now, focus is something that we lack. It is very simple. You'd find that you can have 200 pula to go and have drinks during the weekend, but you don't have 200 pula to invest in something. That 200 pula could have gone to maybe an investing organization and the like. And to be honest, I think even just the situation how it is in Botswana in terms of employment, you have to be resilient because you're going to go to a company, you're going to get a temp position, and they're going to give you maybe 3,000 pula a month, and you're working for somebody, and then at the end of the 6 months, they let you go. So I think if you lack passion and you set up a business and you 6 months down the line, you want to let go, remember that the situation right now is that the employment rate is quite low. So you have to really keep striving and keep going.
My name is Kao Khabaitzile. I'm 26 years of age. I was born in Palape and raised in Pikwe. I'm an artist and I like to regard myself as a visual artist because I do pretty much a lot of things that has to do with visual arts, as in from drawing, I paint also, I'm a photographer, and I just started doing videography. And I studied higher diploma in agriculture at Botswana College of Agriculture. Now it's known as Botswana University of Agriculture and Natural Resources 1. I did that for like 4 years, and then I finished in 2015.
For most artistic people, picking a course to study is a draining and frustrating task. Despite a wide range of courses available, many confess to limited or no courses that cater for them.
You know, when we finished school, honestly, no, we didn't have a lot of options. We didn't have a lot of We didn't have a lot of institutions that were dedicated la creative industry. We didn't have courses that dealing with for art. Maybe that's why I didn't even think about applying for art. Also, there wasn't a lot of courses that were dedicated labo, performing arts and all that. So I'd say, yeah, the government should really put more emphasis into, introducing courses that were deal with people's talent.
While some are fortunate enough to land lucrative opportunities after completing their studies, many are left to mull over their future on the streets or embracing entrepreneurship to make ends meet.
Yeah, when I finished my tertiary education after I graduated, I did search for jobs that were related to what I studied, and I was so disappointed, my guy. I was so disappointed because it was really tough to find a job that's related to what I studied. At times, you know what, you're too qualified for the job, you're too qualified for our job, or you are underqualified for our job. So I realized that there was no market for agriculture, especially in the job field, as I had expected, as we were told, Hari, apply. So maybe that's one of the reasons why I decided, you know what, maybe I should just pursue something in art. I should pursue something in creative art. And I did that, and really after I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this as a way of putting some bread in my table.
The scarcity of jobs has many youth veering off the course they studied to pursuing careers often deemed less lucrative and appreciated by society.
I've always been a creative person. Even growing up as a child, my mother, my father, my whole family knew that Kaho knows how to draw. Kaho is so creative, and I'd really like to give a shout out to my parents. I thank them a lot for nurturing the gift that was in me. I remember my father once bought me a set of crayons. That's when I realized, well, you know what, this man really sees something in me. I grew up I grew up being a very creative person. Creative. I got prizes for primary school for art, and then I did art also at secondary school. I had very good grades in it, but I don't know what happened along the way. I don't know what happened for agriculture. I really don't know what happened. I think in kind of confusion, like I'm saying. And then in 2014, I remember I was in a library studying, and then I saw an article in a some art competition. In a where people should submit their artworks, and then they can win a prize after they're being voted by people in social media. I remember that, you know what, I have a talent in art. Why can't I just submit maybe I did that. I submitted my artwork. I remember the portrait at the Obama. That was in 2014. Laura Art Expression Contest. And then people voted for the artwork. Yeah, a lot of people voted for the artwork. I think it was around 900 people voted for the artwork in Twitter, in Facebook, in Instagram. And then it won a prize. That's when everything started now. That's when I decided, you know what, maybe I should go into art after I graduate here in BCA. So up to now, I'm into art. I've grown from being just an ordinary drawer. I do a little bit of abstract painting. I even ventured into photography.
Despite not reaping much from his studies in agriculture, Kabaitsile admits he did pick up some business skills that would later serve him well in his quest to become an art entrepreneur.
So when I was still studying at BCA, before I graduated, there was a course it was about economics. As you know, economics deals a lot with money and all that, and I'm really grateful for BCA for teaching me that. I'm grateful for that course, because if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't have studied the business side of business. Yeah. So I started as a portrait artist. I started drawing people's faces, and I was charging, I think, $350 for an A3. From there, I grew up as my skill also grew up. I realized that, okay, you know what, I should really maybe increase prices. And from increasing prices, I now started handling business in a very formal way. From everything that I learned for economics, as in making invoices, everything that does with business basically. With art, there's no. If you have a studio as your house, as your room, if you have the equipment, and I was doing pencil art. Pencil art is very cheap, my guy. You know, a pencil costs what? One bulele one. So I didn't really need a lot of funding from anyone. I bought myself all the material, as in from pencils, as in sketchbooks, the easels, the papers, and everything. I bought them myself. I didn't want any fund from anyone.
In the pursuit for commercial success, visual artists are not spared from the challenges found in entrepreneurship.
There are quite a number of challenges that comes with being a visual artist in Botswana. First of all, Botswana is still stuck in that culture. You know what? Serious jobs. I mean, we all know them. We all know them for primary okay. So some Botswana are still stuck in that system. Okay, you know, serious jobs. Serious job. So that's the main challenge we face here. People don't take you serious if you're an artist. They don't realize that. Okay, they don't realize that what you're doing, you're doing it with passion. You're doing it calorato. They look at side effects. And then the other challenge here I face is the right equipment, the right material. Maybe I'm well about a very big portrait drawing. Or to find a people. What keeps me going is the love that I have for art, my guy. What keeps me going is the fact that I've realized that I'm good at it. Someone once told me that, you know what, strive to be the best at what you're good at. So that's really what keeps me going. I know the potential that I have, and I don't think I'll quit until I find myself at a certain position, at a certain level I'm aiming to be at.